My name is Nancy Agnew, and I am the Director of Business Administration here at Plymouth Crossings. It is probably the best job I have ever had. I have to say that I've never worked for a more altruistic and giving company as Benchmark Assisted Living. Last February, I lost my brother-in-law to throat cancer. He unfortunately fought a very, very tough battle, but lost his battle almost a year later. My husband and my family spent a lot of our savings to make sure that we could all be together at his time of need. But right on the heels of my brother-in-law's funeral, my stepmother was diagnosed with colon cancer. She has had an incredible fight against colon cancer, but my father and my stepmom live paycheck to paycheck, and I had exhausted all of my financial resources because we had spent so much money with my brother-in-law's illness. She was in danger of losing her health insurance. I asked the One Company Fund to consider this application to help provide my family member with the health care insurance premium so that her chemotherapy treatments could continue. And very generously, the One Company Fund provided 6 months of her insurance premium, and they were able to continue with her chemotherapy, her radiation. She did write a letter to Mr. Tom Great, and I'll read to you that letter. Dear Mr. Great, my name is Sandra Amiro, a recent recipient from your most generous One Company Fund. I wish to tell you a little bit about myself and my family. I was diagnosed on February 14, 2008 with third-stage colon cancer. I had a very successful surgery to remove the cancerous tumor. As you most certainly know, cancer is and can be a very costly disease to fight. It is most difficult when you live from paycheck to paycheck with nothing left to save for something unexpected as this catastrophic disease. I want to convey my heartfelt appreciation for your most generous gift to defray the cost of my health insurance. It is so wonderful to know that there are people in this world today who still care about people enough to give to a valuable and wonderful fund such as the One Company Fund. Your employees are to be commended for their generosity and compassion for people such as I in their time of need. May God richly bless you all for your generosity and caring. The world needs more people like you, especially in the times we are now living in.
Last December we had an ice storm, and during the ice storm I was called to the community to stay. I ended up spending 2 nights here, and during that time my wife was left running around with the kids and trying to find a place to stay because we had no heat at the house. We lost all the food in the refrigerator, and my daughter was actually admitted to the hospital for pneumonia during that time. So my wife had to take time off from work to stay at the hospital. I was stuck at the community as much as possible to take care of everything that needed to be done here. So we incurred a lot of expenses with the copay, with the insurance. She was admitted for 5 days that time. So one of us always stays there, but I couldn't be there this time because I was here. So my wife had to take time off from work. After I was approached by someone in the community to submit an application, and I said, no, it's not, I don't want to, it's not that big of a deal, we'll be fine. After the coercing I did, they were able to help us to replenish all the lost groceries, cover the lost wages for my wife, help cover the co-pays at the hospital, and get caught up on a few miscellaneous bills that we fell behind on due. Once you start the process of applying, it is a relief to know that it's there to help us as associates, that it's there if you need it, and it's not a pride issue or anything like that. It's completely anonymous. You can submit it, and it's there to help, and it's a great opportunity to give back to the other associates if you don't need it, to do fundraising or payroll deduction or any of that stuff that they make available to us.
Our One Company Fund story took place about 3.5 years ago, and our daughter became deathly ill overnight. We found ourselves in the ICU surrounded by doctors who told us they did everything they could, but they didn't know whether she'd survive. As the days and weeks and months passed, we stayed by her side, praying we'd leave there one day with her. Never once did we have to worry that we'd lose our home or our jobs. I'll never forget the day we stood in the hospital lobby. We were both on the phone, calling into work to let them know we wouldn't be there for a while. The response on the other end of the phone was overwhelming concern for us and our daughter. The words were, "Don't worry, your job will be here when you get back. You just focus on Olivia and help her get better." What that meant to me was that I could stay with her and focus on helping her survive. I truly believe Olivia is with us today, in part because of Benchmark and the One Company Fund. The peace of mind that gave us helped her heal over the year we lived in the hospital. It's important for people to know what's behind the One Company Fund. And that is a group of the most compassionate, caring, selfless individuals that make up this great company. Not only do they provide great care to our residents, but to each one of our associates as well.